because a very good friend of mine, her mom was diagnosed with this. So that may be the first person I ever sat down and just talked to about the experience of having a brain tumor. And over the years, I've never kept track, but I'm guessing maybe I've talked to maybe a couple hundred or more patients and caregivers with brain tumors. And it's I didn't have that chance when I was diagnosed, and I'm not sure. I don't know if it would have made a big difference for me, but I know just a sense I get from talking to people is it's helpful to talk to somebody else who's been there and done this, because there are so many aspects of it that um, people wonder: is this normal? Is this how it happens? Or uh, you can suggest some things to them to, and some of it was just the way some of it is the way I thought about things, and if it works for them, great. Like I always had that kind of my mantra was that Doris Day song, "Que sera, sera, what will be," because people can get so caught up in worrying about what's going to happen, but worry doesn't change anything. And I guess the related piece of that was I always wanted to know what might happen, what could happen. So if it did, then I'd recognize, okay, they told me this was going to happen, so now I know what I'm dealing with. Because that's the other thing is you always start to think about that if something happens, is the brain tumor back? And it could be something very innocuous, like just well, I don't know, just a headache. Yeah, a headache, or um, you stumble or whatever. And it's things for anybody else they wouldn't think twice, but for you, it's like you're always on that hyper vigilance. Like, could this be? So, I think just things like that. And oh, the other part about knowing about this is, okay, if it does come back, what are we going to do? Because when you're first diagnosed, you don't get to plan for this. There's no like, oh, okay, if I have a brain tumor, this is going to be my plan. So you're kind of doing things just ad hoc, and of course you've got the shock and the overwhelming piece of it that you're not thinking clearly, so you're just relying on other people to help guide you. So it's nice to have some time to maybe sit back and be able to think about it. And that's why one of the things I also like about talking to people is just giving them some perspective. And sometimes I always like to tell the story, but if I met you one time and we sat down, I had some issues I want to talk with you about. So I'm talking the whole time, you never say a word. And when we're done, I say, Haley, thank you so much. You really helped me figure some stuff out. Well, you didn't have to say anything. I could figure it out by talking out loud instead of thinking it inside. So it's kind of those kinds of things, just giving people some ideas to think about that might work for them.